सहनाववतु सहनो भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Now rub your palm and put it on your face and relax. Rub your face and show your relax.
बहुत अच्छा, वेल डन, वेरी नाइस। अच्छा, अब हम आज का हमारा विषय है भगवत गीता एंड मेंटल हेल्थ और साइकोथेरेपी। भगवत गीता and yoga psychotherapy. This is our today's topic. First of all, we start with the term Gita, Bhagavad Gita. Gita means something which is said in a very systematic, poetic form. There are words, somebody may abuse somebody may shout at somebody may be depressed at somebody. So those are also words. But when the words are very much systematic in a poetic form, that becomes Gita. So first of all, Bhagavad means the divine or the sound of supreme consciousness. The divine consciousness is saying something in a poetic form. This is Bhagavad Gita. Talking to somebody in a harsh manner will never give good results at large. It may give some bitter relationships. The same thing can be done by speaking nice words or systematic words. So Bhagavad Gita is a very, very systematic, poetic words given to the mankind by the supreme consciousness, the Krishna. This is number one. Number two, when Krishna is saying something, is it something soothing or something abusive or something sharp? No, it is very much soothing. One can really feel the change, the transformation, and it brings a divine change in human mind and the life. This is what happens when Krishna is saying the same words, same A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, same alphabet or same Sanskrit words which are said in a different mode. So this is something which is the sweet and divine and poetic form given to the mankind. Now the Gita started, everyone knows that it was said in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. It is the first documented, recorded yoga therapy, yoga psychotherapy for let go all the diseases of the mind, man's or human mind. Everyone is talking about that. But from where it started? One of the major started point is something blind. One person is blind, and blind not only by physical eyes, blind also towards the balance of life and blind towards the dharma. Dharma means the right path, that is called dharma. So we were talking that who is the culprit? Who is the culprit of all this mess? So the main theme here is someone in the entire episode of a situation who is blind. and blind, not physicalized but otherwise also. He is blind towards dharma. He is not follower of dharma, and he is the key of all this mess, all this war situation in Gita, and that is Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra, father of 100 Kauravas. And what are the symptoms which were really making trouble for everybody? First of all, he was full of ego. Second, he is greedy, too much greedy. Then, next, ignorant. He doesn't know what he is doing. He doesn't know who am I. So he was just involved in false knowledge. That is agyan. Then raga, attachments towards his son, not his brother's son. So attachment towards the wealth, towards the family, own family, not the others. So raga, dvesh towards Pandavas, the five sons. So this was another problem with this fellow. And then fear. He was having a fear that I should not lose the kingdom. So this fellow who was blind physically also, as well as blind towards the dharma, he was not following the right path. So because of him, this entire thing happened. There are now bad situation, or we call in our human mind war. A war situation, on one side right dharma, other side false and non-dharma, adharma. So this was the situation, and in between there is the teaching given to a fellow who is the key to turn the results of dharma or adharma. If this fellow fails, adharma will rule the mankind. People will not follow the right path in their life. They are already suffering, they will suffer more. So what is done? Krishna, the person who is mediator, who is a chariot driver. Now in those days, chariot driver used to be very, very intelligent and responsible and highly noble person. So Krishna, instead of fighting, he selected to be the, not to fight as a warrior, but to be a chariot driver. So he was driver to Arjuna, the pilot. Now Arjun started suffering the mental diseases. List down those diseases. First of all, he was full of fear, full of frustration, full of stress, full of anxiety, full of tension, full of depression, full of confusion, full of all the mess around. Majority of the mental diseases were there at that moment with Arjuna. So Arjun was not knowing what to do. Now he was thrown because his wife was attempted to rape. His entire wealth was snatched by his brother's cousins, and he was thrown on the roads. He was practically bankrupt. He was having no state, no kingdom. Their wealth was looted by their own brothers, and lot of mess by own people. So this fellow was totally devastated, frustrated, and in a big trauma. So in the state of trauma, how this fellow came out, which is a very, very common problem today. All over the world, if we see, more than 90% people are at their lifetime try to visit psychiatrist or psychologist for their mental diseases or mental imbalances. So here situation is very, very good, clear for all those who want mental balance to get out of the problems of their life. So what was the first thing in the entire episode started? It was like a mental clarity. First he started talking with the sadness. The first chapter of Gita starts with the, what we call it, santap. Santap means sorrow. Vishad. Vishad means something which is having the poison. So a situation of poison, situation of sorrow, situation of sadness, it started with chapter 1. Vishad Yoga. And this is the biggest surprise that with sorrow, he's saying sorrow yoga. Like today in the market, we go in the Western world, there is a hot yoga, there is a Ashtanga yoga, Vinyas yoga, bottle yoga, this yoga, dog yoga, all marketing brands are there. But it is a big surprise that the chapter 1 of Gita starts with Vishad Yoga, means sadness or suffering or sorrow yoga. If you start selling sorrow yoga, this could be a big selling point. It has a double meaning. If you say sorrow yoga, means people may understand that you will get sorrow by doing the yoga, or another meaning that you perform yoga, your sorrow will go. Here in this Bhagavad Gita, that means when you perform this yoga, your sorrow will go. So it is sorrow yoga. Chapter 1 is sorrow yoga. Then Lord Krishna was giving different kind of options to Arjun. At one point he was telling that perform your duties. Perform your right duties so you will not be disturbed with all this mess. Because he was highly confused. So in chapter 3, he was telling to perform the right duties. In chapter 2, he was trying to give the definitions of yoga. Samatvam yoga uchayate, balancing is yoga, balance yourself. Equipoise is yoga, means expertise in yogic expertise. So that was the meaning Krishna was trying to give to Arjuna, that balance your mind, balance your life is yogic way, or perfection in action. Yoga karmasu kaushalam. This was given in chapter 2, then chapter 3, chapter 4. Then chapter 2 was again talking about perform your duties. This will cultivate peace of mind, balance of mind. You will not be having any much trouble. Whatever you perform your duties, these duties are directly connected to the law of universe, or to the universal energy, or to the Krishna, the consciousness. So this was very simply guided by Krishna. So then he said, Arjun was asking him that I don't know what to do, what is my duty, and if I do the duty, there may be mistakes also. So then Krishna says, you perform your duties only. Don't involve here and there while performing your duties. Even if you are failed or miserable or having some trouble, still you are successful in your life. So the formula given in chapter 3, Swadharme Nidhanam Shreya Pardharme Bhayava. What people are doing nowadays in the world, people are more interested in others. They are least what they are doing. They are more interested if others are getting more success, more business, more opportunity, more position, higher money, higher big brand or big style with other people. So they get depressed. If we do not compare our own with others, we will never have depression. Depression starts when we see the others, when we compare with others. So here a very good formula given by Krishna. Don't get depressed. Depression will not be there when you don't compare or don't see others, what others are doing. You perform your duties. So what are your duties? Like for example, one person is getting out of house. So people who were sitting outside, they started saying, the one person, for one person, what they are saying, a man has gone out, first statement. Second, my husband has gone out, third statement. My father has gone out, fourth statement. My brother has gone out, fifth statement. My son has gone out, sixth statement. My friend has gone out. For one person, there are different positions, different duties. We all have different duties in our life. Now we are supposed to perform our duties first. And here, another beautiful thing Krishna says, when you perform your rightful duties, that is called as yajna. Yajna means sacrifice. Sacrifice. So when you perform your duties, it is a yajna. And when you perform your yajna, I, the Krishna consciousness is in the yajna. When you are performing your rightful duties, you are performing yajna for which you are respecting me, you are praying to me, you are coming to my kingdom. That is the meaning when you perform your rightful duties. But what is happening in nowadays world? People are performing their duties less, but they have more interest in others' duties. What others are doing, what political people are doing, how they should do their work. They are not concerned about that. Husband is more interested in wife's doing, wife is more interested how husband should work. Children are more interested how mother should work, mother is more interested how children should perform their work. These all expectations from others duties is dangerous. This brings sorrow and suffering in the mind. So the yoga therapy given by Krishna, do not poke into the others business, do not put your nose into others business. Others are doing their own, you perform your own duties. Swadharme nidhanam shreya. And if you do not perform your duties, what will happen? You start expecting from others. When you expect from others, what will happen? Why you expect from others? Because there is attachment. When there is attachment, you start expectation. And when expectations are not fulfilled, what will happen? Anger will start. When anger will start, what will happen? It will be very dangerous. Krodhat bhavati sammoha, sammohat smriti भ्रंश, smriti भ्रंशाद buddhi nasho, buddhi nashat pranashyati. So when anger is erupted, you are down, you are finished. You are no more useful. You are not a person. You are not useful. You are like a garbage. This is what is the very clear formula gifted to mankind by Krishna. What he said? If you do not perform your duties, you start attachment, raga, and from raga, you start expectation, apeksha. And from expectation, you start building your castle of dreams, castle of joy. And all of a sudden, when your expectations are not fulfilled, eruption of volcano of anger. It will devastate the balance of your life, balance of your mind. So that is a big challenge for human life. So Bhagavad Gita has given us that do not fall into others' duties, do not poke your nose into others' duties. Then how you will be there in the balanced way? Then they say that you perform your duties, surrender unto the supreme consciousness. What does it mean? That the supreme energy is there within us. Without that energy, this body cannot function. So when this body cannot function without the energy, why we are doing all this? We are not the honor of this body. We are not the honor of these senses. We are not the honor of our mind. We are not the honor of intellect. But we claim. How much money we paid for having this body, mind, senses, intellect, mind? We paid nothing. So how can we become the honor of this body? So there had been some study. Some people kept on analyzing that how much this body will cost. So some people calculated roughly 3 trillion US dollar will be required to make this human body entirely function without having any prana. We have the prana, but it will cost around 3 trillion US dollar. Dead body creation, it is somewhere estimated. It could be little here or there. Now with pran, how much is the cost of this body? Priceless. Now, this priceless body is a gift. Who gave you the gift? Higher consciousness. So, higher consciousness has given you this gift. Perform your duties for that higher consciousness. If good is happening, it is the higher consciousness. If bad is happening, it is the higher consciousness. But for higher consciousness, nothing is good, nothing is bad. It is our mind which takes it as a bad thing. But whenever something bad happens, it happens for the good. Many examples, thousands, not 10,000, not millions, not billions of examples. Whenever there is a tough time came in our life, we become refined, we become more pure, we become more energized, we become more light. So never get disturbed with any odd situation or bad situation in your life, because good and bad coexist. Impure and pure coexist. It is not like that you select only the good. It will come. Where there are thorns, there are flowers. Perhaps flowers are there, thorns are for its protection. So whenever bad thing, time, tough time comes on our life, it is become very difficult. We should accept it, perform the duties, and see the light behind it when the bad things are there. So it is not like that negativity is bad, but it has been given in our mind by the society, by the surrounding, that whenever there is a bad thing happening, it is so bad, very good. Everybody is writing now, even on the Facebook, there is a sad face. Somebody got some problem, sad face. Somebody at the age of 90 left the body, sad face, very deep, very sorry, very sorry. It is the law of energy, law of nature. Whatever is born is going to go. So instead of accepting, we start rejecting. When you are celebrating your birthday, why can't you celebrate your death day? So what they say, Krishna has given beautiful formula for all the depressed, stressed, anxiety, psychological problems. Given very good formula. Meditation. In chapter 6 of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna has given beautiful formula. Meditation. He has even given the meditation methods. How to meditate. What way you should sit, how your asana, how your yoga mat, what kind of platform should be there for your meditation. Whenever you meditate, many of you know, you are yoga teachers, face should be towards either north or towards the east. That is more suitable for receiving higher energy. So this is what we see. So this is what is given and gifted to us by Krishna. But how you will meditate? If you are following your own mind, then meditation is not possible. Because when you follow your mind, what happens? In that state, mind becomes your guru. But Krishna has given very clear, mind is not your master. Mind is your servant. When you understand this very clearly, that mind is my servant, time will change, situation will change, life will change, and your entire life will be entering into a balancing zone. Samatvam yoga uchayate. Samatvam yoga uchayate means now mind is not your master. Then who is your master? Jagat Guru Krishna. Jagat Guru Krishna is master. So we should follow Jagat Guru, not my Guru, not your Guru. Jagat means Guru of the world, Guru of the universe is Krishna. Let us follow his teachings, his guidance. So things will become balanced. There will be no much tension, no much anxiety. We simply follow what Jagat Guru Krishna is guiding all of us. That is what we should understand clearly. So what he is saying? Meditation. But how you will follow unless until you are totally having surrendered or total trust on Krishna. So he put this condition that there must be Shraddha. Shraddha means total trust. Whenever, wherever there is a total trust, things start flowing. Whenever you are going to a doctor, and if you don't trust the doctor, your wellness is doubtful. But when you go to a very good doctor, full of trust, full of surrender, chances of getting well, chances of getting healthy becomes very good. Your sickness will start going out. Similarly, Krishna has given very clear that if you want the knowledge of yoga, if you want Gita to take out your diseases, you must have Shraddha. So, what he said in Sanskrit, Shraddhavan labhate jnanam. Then if there is a trust, if there is a surrender, then next what he says, how you will attend, not only by Shraddha, not only by trust, but then he adds on to it, Abhyasena tu konte. You should do the practice as what I guide you. If you want to master your mind, you must practice, you must perform this yoga, you must understand it clearly so that your laziness from your life will go away, your tamas will go away, you will be active, you will be active, and then beyond activeness, you will go the third stage. Then, fourth stage will come turiya, going beyond mind. That is what happens in the stage when you master the meditation. This is the way your psychological problems will go away. Your psychotherapy will start through Gita. So there are many, many powerful shlokas given in Gita in different chapters. But today was an introduction, a very brief introduction that in different stages, including your food habit, including your recreation, including your entertainment, including your sleep, including your actions, everything need to have a directed and balanced movement so that you attain highest goal, samatvam yog uchayate. And the moment you are there, your all psychological problems, all psychological diseases, all kind of stresses, tensions, anxieties will go away. And then what happens? You become pure and pure consciousness. And what happens with pure consciousness? You are the bliss. Chidananda Ananda. Shivoham, Shivoham. That becomes the realization. That becomes the liberation. Liberation from the clutches of the mind. So here we are just entering into an introduction of Gita, correlating it with the psychological disorders or psychological diseases through yoga therapy. So now, if you have any question, would like to welcome your question. If no, then we'll start a small practical. Yes, Aisha, please go ahead. Mahaba.
Hariam, thank you.
Yes.
I feel like this is something I know deep inside because I've experienced it, but I have a very hard time explaining it to others. And that's when somebody that like desire and dreams can also be function as motivation to do good things. So where do you how do you explain that there's a separation there?
About the desires, what separation between what? Can you
Well,
clarify?
desires and dreams can be motivation in a good way, but it can also lead to, all the downfall and anger and attachment. So what's like a tricky good way to separate, to let somebody know besides experience that it's different?
First of all, this question was asked by Arjun in little different way, what you are asking. What Arjun was asking to Krishna, that human being knows, they know it, that these things are bad, I should not do it, but still they do it. Why? This was the question. So, you know that I should not do the stealing, I should not be lazy, I should not be doing these things, but still people are doing. Why? So, this question was answered by Krishna in a beautiful way. Because of Rajogun, Rajogun is developing the attachment, greed, love, then desire, kama. And from kama, from desire, krodh happens. Krodh means the anger happens. And when krodh erupting, bad things will start happening. So, what he said, Krishna, that because of the Rajogun, Krodh, Lobh is leading person into the bad side of the action. So instead of doing this, let us with human mind, intellect, vivek, wisdom, divert that Krodh, calm towards the balance, the sattva. They are giving the rightful duties to be performed. One should be clear about the duties. So if you are clear about your duties, these things will not happen or can be curtailed or can be modified or can be diverted. This was the answer there. So this is something which is relating to the outer world, what is happening all around. So people are suffering, and this need to be addressed very deeply. Your question is very important. That why people so much bad things are happening around the globe. People are not trusting anybody. People are just cheating others. People are just taking rights of others. So these things are bad. But these are happening because of the kama and then krodha out of rajog. Right? Good. Hari Om, Hari Om. Yes. Next. Yes, please go ahead. Astha Anand.
Hari Om Guruji.
Hari Om.
Okay. Guruji, as you're saying that this whole universe is Krishna energy. You said that every conscious is related to Krishna energy. So my question is here in psychological term, if everything is Krishna energy, means all guna is also included in them. So our surrender is also in his hand only,
Yes.
in this energy only. It's maybe sometimes we are observing ourselves that yeah, this time we are in Rajoguna is controlling us, this time Tamas is controlling us, and sometimes Sato is also helping us to grow. But though that period also somehow we do some mistakes in that period too. So my illusion is if the all illusion is depending on him, so clearance is also completely depending on him.
Yes, you
This
are.
is the question.
Yeah, this is very correct. But this realization happens when you are on the higher level of consciousness. For average person, instructions are given very clearly. Swadharme nidhanam shreya, perform your duties. This has been very clearly given. There is no escape. By saying this, people will escape by doing their good karma. They will let go. Okay, if everything is in God's hand or Krishna's hand, so I should not do, let it happen. Let it happen word is a very powerful word when you are on a higher level of consciousness. So many lazy people adopted these higher level of knowledge and they stopped doing their karma. So this knowledge is not for them. So this knowledge is for them, those who are grown higher. Like say, when a child is there, child is playing with the toys to keep busy, but the child become big, start doing some more creative work, is not interested in toys. So for the lower level people, they must perform their karma, their rightful duties. Once they are free from those, they go to the next level. Then they will say everything is happening. So the same thing happened here when many people come to me, different age group people, different mental state people, when they come and ask me, Guruji, what should we do? So even for the same question, I may have five answers to five different level of people: students, children, young people, middle age, old age, different answer will be there. Or people who are in different area of actions, different duties, different answer. Mother may come, child may come, son may come, answer may be not same. It may vary about particular this performing your rightful duties. So very good questions. Take care of yourself as well as your family. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om.
Hari Om Guru.
Hari Om Guru.
Hari Om, Hari Om.
Hari Om.